Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I've learned a few things about vitality over the last few years, so I'm excited to share them with you. So why am I so excited and passionate about this topic? For three main reasons, especially when it comes to vegan vitality. First of all, if we feel amazing, we're much more likely to stick with a plant-based diet. Secondly, if we sparkle with vitality, we're much more likely to be a great example to others, and maybe they'll try the vegan lifestyle as well. And number three, we have more energy to stand up for what we believe in. But I wasn't always like this, sparkling all over the place. This was me a few years ago. I felt trapped in a never-ending cycle of dieting and shame and guilt and hating my body. I suffered from chronic eczema, you can see in the picture on the left, excess weight, mood swings, low energy. And basically I had a very dysfunctional relationship with food, my body and myself, not understanding that they were really just symptoms of a dysfunctional relationship with myself. Until I was about 19 years old, I didn't have any of these body issues. And I could eat whatever I wanted and never put on weight. So when it all changed seemingly overnight, I felt completely unprepared. And all of a sudden I was struggling with self-esteem issues as I battled the number on the scales. At its core was the belief that if I was thinner, people would love me more. And so I tried to make my body do exactly what I wanted it to do. I treated it badly, I over-exercised, I overworked, I over-partied, I spoke hatefully to my body whenever it put on weight, and to escape all the negativity in my head, I binge drank. I would like to say that this happened just only in my teenage years, but unfortunately it went on for almost 2 decades. So what changed? One little decision I made on October 1st, 2011 began to change everything. Like many of you may have done, I saw the Animals Australia and Four Corners report about live animal export, and I started researching and discovering and watching documentaries. And I was horrified about what I found out, so I decided to follow a vegan lifestyle. At the time, it was never about health. For me, it was about the animals first and foremost, then maybe the environment, then maybe health. Ooh. To my surprise, I started feeling better. Oh. There we go. And so I started a little vegan blog, and I called it Vegan Sparkles. And it was just a little free blog to share with friends and family all the things that I was learning about vegan recipes and the vegan lifestyle. At the time, I didn't know any vegans. This was 2011, so there weren't all of these amazing events and things like that. So I loved having the online blogging community. I loved feeling part of that connection. And I loved also having a creative outlet. I was working in the corporate world, it was highly analytical, so having this fun outlet was just a fun little hobby for me. And to my surprise, the blog began to grow a readership. And before long, as this readership began to grow, I started to feel a responsibility to be a healthy vegan rather than the very Oreo crunching one that I was. At the time, I was eating all the vegan foods, but they were all the packaged foods and processed foods. I didn't understand a lot about nutrition. At the time, I still believed that food only equaled calories and what it would do to my body, as in whether it would make me put on weight or lose weight. That was it. So as this readership grew, I became inspired to enroll at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition so that I could learn a bit more about health and wellness and nutrition. And when I did so, my intention was just to share with my blog readers all the things I was learning about wellness. It was never to become a health coach. I thought I was quite comfortable in my corporate career. And throughout this year of study, it's study by correspondence, we were encouraged to experiment on ourselves. And something quite magical happens when you experiment on yourself. I started to discover more about the food-mood connection. And this was revolutionary to me. I was like, do you mean that what I eat impacts not only my weight, but my thoughts, my emotions, and the way I perceive the world? I was blown away by this information. And also we studied not just nutrition, but other elements of a healthy wellness lifestyle as well. Things like spirituality and relationships and connection and creativity. Some of which I'll share with you now. Oops. Not very good at driving this thing, am I? So by the end of that year, I was like, I need to share this information. I became so passionate about it because it had started to change my life so much that I really wanted to share it with others. So I promptly resigned from my corporate career. Many of my colleagues thought I was completely mad. And I launched my own coaching business and started helping other women to also feel amazing on a plant-based lifestyle. Since then, I've hosted live events and written ebooks and created courses. And as the creator of Vegan Sparkles and Sexy Sobriety, I've had the honor of coaching hundreds of women from around the world to get their sparkle back and create a life they love. Many of my sobriety clients also come to me because they are vegan as well. And obviously there are a lot of unique issues with vegans as well. Obviously there can be issues of isolation and issues of how to manage emotions and deal with emotions in a non-vegan world. And also, so many of my vegan clients in particular are such caring, sensitive souls that all of these things can impact them in a deeper way. And quite often they are so busy looking after our animal friends that they forget to take care of themselves. Ultimately, through my work, I've discovered that healing from addiction of any kind, whether that is food or body issues or negativity or social media, alcohol or food, comes down to self-kindness, and that the key to vitality is self-love. Above all, it's about being kind to ourselves all the freaking time. Because I promise you that perfection, deprivation, and punishment don't live in that happy, healthy lifestyle you truly crave. Only love does. So how do I help my clients when they first come to see me? And if you're not feeling amazing right now, how can you feel amazing 10 days from now? Or remarkably better? I'm a huge believer in small, simple tweaks to your overall lifestyle. So no deprivation, no punishment, no guilt or shame. Just small, consistent changes that build on each other day after day until you find yourself feeling that happy, healthy way that you truly want to feel. So energy to burn, glowing skin, happier thoughts. So let's take a look at some of the elements for vitality for body, mind, and soul. Number one is hydration. So this is what I deal with my clients first of all. And I know it sounds so boring, like, yeah, drink some more water, but it is that important. Drinking more water is your fastest ticket to glowing skin, clearer thoughts, and more energy. It can ease suffering from poor digestion, poor sleep, cravings, excess weight, nausea, and headaches. If you haven't been drinking enough water lately, just drink more water and you will notice a huge change. So some ways that you can do this to remind yourself, because it's easy to forget, right, in this busy lifestyle, is put a pretty glass or a desk on your glass or bottle on your desk and refill it often throughout the day. One of my health coach friends puts little coloured lucky bands on her bottle, and then she removes one every time she refills it and drinks it completely. So it's just a great way to remind yourself how much you've had during the day. So plain water is best, but if you get bored with that, you can always add fruit slices or fresh mint, fresh lemon juice, And vegetable soup and juice and herbal teas all count as well. Number 2 is whole foods, so eating a ton of whole foods. And I know that when I first went vegan, I didn't get this very well. Like, I ate a lot of processed and packaged foods. Another concept that I learned at IAN was the concept of crowding out. And I love this so much, especially working with my clients, because it's all about not worrying about what you're cutting out of your diet, but what you can bring in each day. So it's a much more loving and kind way to start changing your diet. So, of course, greens are amazing. So when we talk about the concept of crowding out, maybe you want to bring in a morning green juice or smoothie. Maybe you want to bring in a big lunchtime salad. Maybe it's a dinner stir fry. Each day, think about what you can bring in that's a little bit more whole foods. And by whole foods, I mean foods that are unprocessed or unpackaged, straight from nature, basically. And the more whole foods you eat, the sparklier you'll feel. Focus too on eating the rainbow, so a ton of fresh fruits and veggies of all the colours. And show your pantry some love as well, so you've always got stuff in your pantry like herbs and nuts and seeds and lentils. Next is body love. Now, obviously, everyone knows that moving your body every single day in a way that feels joyful to you is so, so good for you. Exercise in a way that you love. But when was the last time that you also showed your body some love? This is especially important during periods of high stress, but it's usually the thing that falls to the wayside the quickest. So how can you do this? You can make your own home day spa, complete with fluffy bathrobes and slippers. You could diffuse some aromatherapy oils. You could play some music, have a bubble bath. You could book a Reiki session or massage or reflexology. You can hug. Hug your friends, your family, your pets. Hug a tree. You can dance, stretch, breathe. Show your body some different ways of how much you love it. But vitality is not just about what we eat or what we do for our body. The truth is you can eat all the broccoli in the world and not feel happy and healthy if there are a few other elements that are not being taken care of as well. So true nourishment, it comes not just from what we put into our bodies, but for the stream of thoughts and stories that we tell ourselves every single day. So see what your thoughts and stories are doing as well. You know, negative thoughts can be just as toxic to the body as junk food. And if they don't serve you, maybe it's time to let them go. So what can we do for our mind? First of all, sleep. Again, it sounds so simple, but it's something that we all love to skimp on. And it's vital for a healthy mind and body. So if you have trouble sleeping, you could create a relaxing environment in your bedroom. So comfy cushions, fresh pillows, lovely blankets, and a decluttered space. Also switch off your TV, your phone, your mobile devices at least an hour before bed and just stretch or meditate or try some breathing exercises. Make your bedroom a haven of serenity. So it feels like the most lovely place on earth that you want to go to each night. You can go to bed earlier, take naps, just really give your brain a chance to switch off. Also the digital detox. I remember when we used to get bored. It doesn't happen anymore, right? We feel every moment of every day, and all that go, go, go is not good for our mental health. So try switching off your devices for 24 hours or 48 hours and go and do something else. It's so important in this fast-paced world just to give your mind a break, to give yourself the time and space to just be. So maybe you go for a drive or take yourself on a solo picnic with a ton of yummy munchies. or just sit back and daydream. When you do return to your devices, fill them with positive and inspiring inputs. Let them be a beacon of hope and inspiration rather than comparisonitis and FOMO. Next, creativity. Remember when you were little and you would be colouring in or painting or creating Lego houses, and time and the rest of the world just fell away. You were completely absorbed in the task at hand. And afterwards you felt totally relaxed and at peace and like the world was full of magic and wonder. When was the last time you felt that way? This week, make it a priority. This is another thing that gets pushed aside, but it's so important to embrace our inner child and do something just for fun, play. Take a time out from your everyday responsibilities. Maybe you want to write or draw or take beautiful photos or play an instrument. Have a little time just for yourself, just to be joyful and playful. And last but certainly not least is connection. This is especially important as obviously veganism can feel quite isolating sometimes in a non-vegan world. So you're here today, you're doing amazing things, you're mingling with like-minded people, and these types of events are so important for the soul as well, so important for the heart. So when you don't have events like this on, there's all sorts of meetup groups you can go to meet other people who are doing similar things. You can organise a crafternoon or prepare a healthy meal with your family. Try new things, join new groups. Surround yourself with positive people who lift you higher. And you might just find yourself sparkling with vitality before you know it. Thank you so much.